Okay, fire away.
Drew, what was working tonight? You and, Andrew. You and,
I go by it too.
You and Drew both kind of were working inside tonight, and in terms of the points of the paint and what was clicking inside in particular tonight.
Yeah, a big emphasis was for us to, try to get paint touches because I think especially in the first half that created a lot of open looks for us from the 3-point line. So, all week in practice we've been trying to, get it to the paint, and then, if we have the finish, but, it'll open up good looks for us on the outside.
You guys started 0 for 9 from the field. I guess just how do you recalibrate to get past it?
I think just our defense, we got stops. I think they only had a couple points, even though we were struggling offensively, and the fact that we were able to, not let them get a big lead on us, and we knew our shots were going to end up falling at some point.
What was the key for the defensive effort tonight? I mean, these guys came in, scoring 91 points, shooting 48%, and you held them well below both those averages.
Yeah, I think a big emphasis was to, know personnel. Some guys don't want to shoot, so we got to be over helpers and, be able to get in the front of that ball, be high at the nail and the MIG, down into the block to help on those drives or even on the tags on some of the bigs, and then obviously boxing out. That was a great rebounding team. That was a big emphasis, and, it felt like a conference game out there.
You guys were up 15 at one point in the second half. You're up 9 with like a minute and 30 to go. Missed some free throws at the shot clock violation. Like, just how do you kind of describe the kind of hanging on there at the end?
I think just being able to rely on our defense, like the last game, how we know we can get a stop at the end of the game. We hold our hats on our defense, and even if we have a bubble on the rim, Leon says, like, we got to be able to get a stop and win the game.
What about from 3? I mean, they made it 16 last game. I know you kind of touched on it, but only 4 threes tonight. I mean, just keeping them off the perimeter. How big was that?
Yeah, huge emphasis. Those guards, they're little, so we were trying to, impact the ball, try to make it so they can't get the 3 off, and then if they drive past us, like I said, we have over helpers to make sure they finish over our length.
They also had 7'2" Swedish giants.
Mm-hmm.
Just how was it facing him?
Yeah, he's huge. Like, that was probably one of the biggest guys I've played, but it was just trying to get physical with him early, making sure that he feels our presence, even though we're smaller than him. Hitting him early will make him maybe not come as hard.
I was also there. I think he only played 5 minutes after first half. He got into foul trouble, I guess. Come out second half. Was that kind of the goal to get him another foul?
Yeah, for sure. Just to stay physical with him, make him feel us, and try to get him that 3rd foul.
How did that feel like the game changed when he got that after he got that second foul?
I think it opened up a lot of things. I think that's when we went on our little run, when we started being able to penetrate a little more, draw guys in, and find open looks for 3.
That's back-to-back games now where the shooting kind of went away, things dried up at the end of the game, but you're able to hang on, and what were the emotions like down the stretch as Wichita kind of kept coming there, and how have you been able to stay poised and just find ways to pull these games out?
Just staying composed, not trying to get too high or too low in those moments. Like, the basketball is a game of runs. We had a run, they had a run. Just being able to, keep our emotions down and not try to, panic or anything like that.
In terms of just you're 4-1, and you obviously got a little momentum going here. I mean, how do you kind of look at what you've done to this point, and now you guys can kind of get ready to head to Maui?
I'm just proud of our group for, responding to that first, obviously loss that we had. We didn't let it affect our rest of our season. I feel like a lot of teams, if they have a loss like that, they might just, give up. But we responded the right way. We have momentum. We're getting better every day in practice. We're competing. And I'm excited for Maui. It's a big opportunity for us, but we got to, take it one day at a time and focus on practice for our next practice.
How, I know not necessarily a trap game tonight, but I mean, just knowing you had that coming and stuff, just to, like you said, focus in and get a big win tonight, now be able to kind of turn your attention forward. I mean, what's that say about this group?
I think it shows that we have a really focused group. We're not looking ahead. We're trying to stay focused on, the day that we have, the opportunity that we have in front of us. And, obviously it's a big tournament coming up, but everyone was saying, like, we don't care about that right now. We're focused on Wichita, and they're a good program. And I'm glad that we were able to stay focused and come out with a win.
Do you have memories of watching like the Maui Invitational on TV and stuff as a kid?
Yeah, I mean, I've watched it pretty much every year. I love basketball, so I'm watching games all the time. So I'm excited to see how that gym feels, that environment. I know it's a great basketball environment, so I'm super excited to get down there and go to work.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate you guys.